Why do certain people control your mood so easily? One message ruins your day. One insult makes you angry. One silence makes you anxious. One compliment makes you feel alive. So what is really happening? The answer is uncomfortable. They do not control you because they are powerful. They control you because your peace has too many handles. Look at how little it takes. Someone praises you, and you become hungry for more. Someone criticizes you, and you start defending yourself in your head. Someone goes silent, and your whole day bends around a phone that has not made a sound. Someone acts disappointed, and suddenly you are ready to abandon your own boundary just to make the air feel normal again. That is not freedom. That is a life with too many open doors. And people do not need to be powerful to walk through an open door. They only need to notice what makes you react. In this video, we are going to look at the most common ways people gain control over your mood and the image you keep trying to protect. But this will not be just a list. You will learn what each one looks like in real life, how it pulls you before you notice, and what a Stoic would do in the first few seconds before the reaction takes over. By the end, you should know how to pause before you obey emotion, how to stop giving people easy access to your peace, and how to become harder to disturb without becoming cold, bitter, or arrogant. Before we go deeper, answer this in the comments. What moves you fastest? A rude comment. Someone ignoring you. A guilty feeling. A need to be liked. Comment control if you are ready to take yours back. Start with the most common handle. Approval. Most people do not realize how much of their life is secretly controlled by the desire to be liked. They say they are independent. They say they do not care what people think. But one strange look changes their tone. One negative comment makes them question their work. One person does not clap, and suddenly their confidence disappears. Imagine this. You make a decision that is good for your life. You stop answering late messages. You say no to a favor you do not have time for. You change your routine. You stop sharing every plan. Then someone says you have changed. And immediately your mind panics. Maybe I am being selfish. Maybe I am acting cold. Maybe I should explain. Maybe I should go back to how I was. That is control. Not because they forced you, but because their disapproval touched the handle you left outside. Epictetus taught that some things are up to us, and some things are not. Other people's approval is not fully up to you. Their mood is not fully up to you. Their judgment is not fully up to you. Their interpretation of your life is not fully up to you. But your reason is yours. Your action is yours. Your character is yours. So here is the practical rule. Do not make approval the judge of your decision. Ask a better question. Is this wise? Is this honest? Is this necessary? Is this aligned with the person I am trying to become? If the answer is yes, continue. Even if someone frowns. Even if someone misunderstands. Even if someone liked the older, weaker version of you better. A life built on approval is always rented. Someone else owns the room. A life built on character is different. People may still judge it, but they cannot evict you from yourself. Now look at anger. Anger feels powerful, but often it is one of the easiest ways to control a person. Someone insults you. They raise their voice. They make a disrespectful joke. They mention something they know will trigger you. And suddenly, you are no longer acting from reason. You are acting from heat. They did not need chains. They only needed a sentence. This is why anger can be a leash. The person who can make you angry on command has found a remote control for your mind. Think about a comment section. One stranger says something stupid under your video. You know the comment is not worth your peace. You know replying will not improve your life. You know the person may only want a reaction. But your fingers move toward the keyboard. Your chest tightens. You start writing. You are not choosing anymore. You are being pulled. That is the part Stoicism cares about. Not whether anger appears. Anger will appear. The question is whether anger gets the pen. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that other people will be rude, selfish, dishonest, jealous, and difficult. He did not say this so he could hate them. He said it so he would not be surprised by them. Surprise makes you easier to control. Expectation makes you steadier. If you expect every person to be wise, every fool will disturb you. If you expect every person to be respectful, every insult will shock you. If you expect every day to be smooth, every inconvenience will feel personal. The Stoic does not wake up asking the world to be gentle. The Stoic wakes up ready to govern himself when the world is not. So when anger rises, use this practice. Pause before expression. Do not answer in the first wave. The first wave is usually pride. The first wave wants victory. The first wave wants to wound back. The first wave wants to prove you are not weak. Let it pass. Then ask, what would this reaction cost me? Will this make me more respected or more predictable? Will this protect my peace or hand it over? Will this serve my character or only feed my ego? A calm answer may still be needed. A boundary may still be needed. A strong action may still be needed. Stoicism is not silent in every situation. But never let anger choose the action for you. Use anger as a signal, not as a master. The next handle is guilt. This one is quiet. It does not shout like anger. It whispers. You are disappointing them. You are being selfish. You owe them. You should say yes. You should fix the mood. You should make everyone comfortable. Guilt controls many good people because they mistake guilt for conscience. But conscience and guilt are not the same thing. Conscience says you did something wrong. Guilt often says someone is unhappy because you did something necessary. There is a difference. A person asks for your time. You are tired. You have your own responsibilities. You say no. They sigh. They become cold. They say, I thought I could count on you. Now the guilt begins. You feel pressure in your chest. You want to explain. You want to soften the no. You want to offer something else. You want to give in just to remove the discomfort. That is the handle. Some people may not even know they are using it. Others know exactly what they are doing. But either way, if guilt controls you, your yes no longer belongs to you. It belongs to whoever can make you feel bad. Seneca wrote about how many people are not poor because they have little, but because they desire too much. A person can also be poor in boundaries, not because they have no time, but because they give away the right to choose their time. Here is the practical Stoic question. Did I actually violate virtue, or did I merely disappoint someone's expectation? If you lied, correct it. If you acted cruelly, repair it. If you failed a real duty, take responsibility. But if you simply set a fair boundary, let the guilt burn without obeying it. Sometimes guilt is just withdrawal from people-pleasing. Your old self wants to return to the familiar bargain. I will betray myself, and you will approve of me. Stoicism breaks that bargain. It teaches you to be fair to others without becoming unjust to yourself. Justice includes you. Your time is not worthless. Your energy is not public property. Your peace is not the price of being called kind. The next handle is silence. This one is powerful because silence creates a space, and the anxious mind rushes to fill it. Someone stops replying. Someone becomes distant. Someone gives short answers. Someone you care about suddenly goes quiet. Nothing has been said, yet your mind begins a full trial. What happened? Did I do something wrong? Are they mad? Are they losing interest? Should I send another message? Should I apologize? Should I chase? This is how silence controls you. Not by what it says, but by what you start doing to escape it. A mature person can use silence for reflection. An immature person can use silence as punishment. A manipulative person can use silence as a hook. But the deeper Stoic question is not what they are doing. It is what their silence is doing to you. Does it make you abandon your standards? Does it make you beg for clarity? Does it make you replay every word? Does it make you stop working, stop eating, stop sleeping, stop living your own day? If yes, then their silence has become a handle, and you must remove it. How? Not by pretending you do not care. That is fake strength. Real strength says, I care, but I will not kneel. If communication is needed, speak clearly once, not 10 times. Not from panic, not from hunger. Once, then observe. Do not turn your dignity into repeated reminders. Do not keep knocking on a door that is being used to train your anxiety. The Stoic does not chase uncertainty. The Stoic watches patterns. A person's pattern will tell you more than their excuse. If they need time, they can say that. If they care, they can show that. If they are confused, they can own that. But your life cannot wait outside someone else's mood forever. So when silence comes, return to what is yours. Your work, your body, your next task, your morning, your sleep, your standards. Your phone may be quiet, but your life does not have to stop moving. The next handle is praise. This one sounds strange because praise feels good. But praise can control you just as easily as criticism. Sometimes even more. A person praises you, and suddenly you want more. They compliment your work, and now you start creating for their reaction. They admire your discipline, and now you become afraid to admit struggle. They call you wise, calm, strong, or impressive, and now you feel trapped by the image. Praise becomes a golden leash. It shines, so you do not notice it is still a leash. This happens to creators all the time. A video performs well. A certain title works. A certain tone gets comments. A certain image gets clicks. Now the creator feels pressure to repeat it forever. At first, they were making something true. Then they begin making something approved. The same thing happens in daily life. A family praises you for always helping. Now you feel guilty when you rest. Friends praise you for always listening. Now you never bring your own pain into the room. People praise you for being calm. Now you hide every emotion because you do not want to lose the role. Marcus Aurelius warned himself not to be seduced by reputation. Reputation is only noise in other people's minds. It may be pleasant noise, but it is still outside your control. The practical rule is this: receive praise with gratitude, but do not make it your compass. Do not let applause decide your values. Do not let compliments decide your identity. Do not let admiration trap you into performing a version of yourself that is no longer honest. The Stoic can be praised and remain steady, criticized and remain steady, ignored and remain steady. That steadiness is freedom, not because nothing touches you, but because nothing owns you. Now look at fear. Fear is one of the oldest handles in the human mind. Fear of being alone, fear of being judged, fear of losing money, fear of starting over, fear of being laughed at, fear of conflict, fear of regret, fear of the future. Most people are not controlled by what is happening. They are controlled by what they imagine might happen. They do not leave the toxic situation because they imagine loneliness. They do not start the project because they imagine failure. They do not speak honestly because they imagine rejection. They do not set the boundary because they imagine anger. They do not change their life because they imagine uncertainty. Fear writes a movie, then asks you to live inside it. Stoicism does not tell you to ignore danger. That would be foolish. It teaches you to examine fear instead of worshiping it. What is the evidence? What is the worst realistic outcome? What is still in my control? What action would be wise even if fear remains? Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is reason refusing to surrender the throne. Seneca practiced thinking about loss, poverty, discomfort, and death not because he wanted misery, but because he wanted freedom. When you can face an outcome in your mind, it loses some of its power to terrify you. A person who cannot imagine discomfort becomes easy to control. Threaten their comfort and they obey. Threaten their reputation and they shrink. Threaten their relationship and they beg. Threaten their certainty and they freeze. So practice looking at what you fear. Not all day, not obsessively, but honestly. If they leave, what will I do? If they judge me, what will I do? If I fail, what will I do? If the answer is always, I will collapse, then fear will remain your master. But if you begin answering, I will suffer, learn, adjust, and continue, then fear loses authority. You do not become fearless. You become less available to fear. That is enough. The next handle is desire. Desire becomes control when you need something so badly that you abandon your standards to get it. Attention, pleasure, money, status, a relationship, a body, a number, a position, a lifestyle. None of these are automatically evil. The Stoics were not against wanting things. They were against being owned by things. There is a difference between wanting and needing. Wanting says, this would be good. Needing says, without this, I am nothing. Once you need something to feel whole, It can control you. A person who needs attention will accept disrespect if it comes with a little warmth. A person who needs status will betray character for appearance. A person who needs comfort will avoid every difficult duty. A person who needs pleasure will become a servant of impulse. A person who needs validation will let strangers govern their mood. This is why Stoicism teaches inner independence. Not because outer things do not matter at all. They do matter. Health matters. Love matters. Money matters. Friendship matters. Work matters. But they must not become gods. When something becomes a god, you will sacrifice too much for it. Your peace, your honesty, your time, your body, your dignity, your character. So ask yourself, what desire makes me easiest to control? What do I crave so much that I start negotiating with my own values? Where do I say just this once, even though I know the cost? That is the place to train. The practical exercise is simple, but not easy. Practice small refusals. Refuse the impulse to check. Refuse the extra bite when your body is already full. Refuse the argument that only feeds your ego. Refuse the purchase made from emptiness. Refuse the message sent from hunger. Refuse one comfort each day, so comfort remembers it is not king. This is not punishment. It is training. A person who can say no to himself becomes harder for the world to command. Now let us talk about social comparison. Comparison controls you by convincing you that your life is being measured against everyone else's timeline. Someone gets ahead. Someone looks happier. Someone earns more. Someone has a better body. Someone gets married. Someone gets praised. Someone's channel grows faster. Someone seems calm, successful, respected, chosen, admired. And suddenly your own progress feels small. Nothing in your room changed. Nothing was taken from you. But your peace disappears because your eyes moved. That is control. Comparison makes another person's life the weather inside your mind. The Stoic answer is not to stop noticing others. That is impossible. The answer is to stop turning observation into self-attack. Someone else's success is not evidence of your failure. Someone else's beauty is not evidence of your ugliness. Someone else's timing is not evidence that you are late. Someone else's applause is not evidence that you are invisible. Your task is not to win every comparison. Your task is to live your assignment well. Epictetus would bring you back to what is yours. Your effort, your habits, your choices, your discipline, your use of today, not the scoreboard in someone else's life. The practical action is this. When comparison appears, convert it into instruction or release it. If someone has discipline you admire, learn. If someone has skill you lack, study. If someone has success you want, observe what is useful. But if comparison only makes you bitter, close the door. Do not drink poison and call it research. Your attention is expensive. Spend it where it gives you strength. Now consider the handle of identity. People control you when they can threaten who you think you are. You believe you are the kind one, so they control you by saying you are selfish. You believe you are the strong one, so they control you by saying you are weak. You believe you are the smart one, so they control you by making you feel foolish. You believe you are the peaceful one. So they control you by accusing you of causing conflict. You believe you are the loyal one. So they control you by calling your boundary betrayal. This is subtle. The accusation hurts because it touches the image you are trying to protect. Then you rush to prove the opposite. You overgive to prove you are kind. You argue to prove you are smart. You stay too long to prove you are loyal. You remain silent when truth is needed to prove you are peaceful. And now the image owns you. The Stoic does not protect an image. The Stoic protects character. An image is what you need people to believe. Character is what remains true when no one believes it. That difference can save you. When someone accuses you unfairly, ask, is this true? If it is true, correct yourself. If it is not true, continue. Do not live as a public relations office for your ego. Let some people be wrong. Let some people misunderstand. Let some people call you selfish when you are simply no longer useful to their comfort. Let some people call you cold when you are finally clear. Let some people call you weak when you refuse to perform anger for them. Your life is too short to answer every false label. Now here is where all of this comes together. You are controlled wherever you are predictable. If they know praise makes you perform, they will praise you into obedience. If they know silence makes you chase, they will disappear to move you. If they know guilt makes you surrender, they will act wounded whenever you say no. If they know anger makes you foolish, they will insult you and wait. If they know fear makes you freeze, they will threaten uncertainty. If they know desire makes you compromise, they will offer just enough to keep you hooked. The solution is not to become emotionless. The solution is to become less automatic. Between the trigger and the reaction, build a room. In that room, breathe. Ask what is happening. Ask what they are touching. Ask what part of you wants to obey. Ask what response protects your character. This room may be only 3 seconds at first. That is fine. 3 seconds is enough to stop one foolish sentence. 1 hour is enough to stop one desperate message. 1 night is enough to stop one decision you would regret. The more you practice, the larger the room becomes. That room is inner freedom. Not a fantasy. Not a quote on a wall. A real space inside you where the world can knock without immediately entering. So what does a harder to control person look like? Not loud. Not cruel. Not arrogant. Not unreachable. A harder to control person still feels. They feel insult, but do not become the insult. They feel fear, but do not crown it king. They feel desire, but do not sell their standards. They feel guilt, but examine it before obeying it. They feel praise, but do not become addicted. They feel silence, but do not chase like a starving soul. They feel comparison, but return to their own work. They are not stone. They are governed. That is the difference. A stone feels nothing. A Stoic feels, then chooses. This is why self-control is not a small virtue. It is the gatekeeper of every other virtue. Without self-control, courage collapses into recklessness. Kindness collapses into people-pleasing. Justice collapses into anger. Love collapses into attachment. Discipline collapses into mood. Wisdom collapses into opinion. Self-control keeps the inner city from being invaded by every passerby. And you need that because the world is full of hands. Hands reaching for your attention. Hands reaching for your anger. Hands reaching for your money. Hands reaching for your insecurity. Hands reaching for your desire. Hands reaching for your fear. If you leave handles everywhere, do not be surprised when you are constantly moved. Now take this into your day. The next time someone criticizes you, pause before defending. The next time someone praises you, enjoy it without needing more. The next time someone goes silent, do not chase the silence. The next time someone tries to guilt you, ask whether you did wrong or merely disappointed them. The next time fear appears, ask what action remains under your control. The next time desire pulls, ask what it wants you to sacrifice. The next time comparison burns, bring your eyes back to your own hands, your own task, your own life. That is how control returns. Not with one dramatic decision, with repeated small refusals. I will not be moved by every opinion. I will not be baited by every insult. I will not be purchased by every compliment. I will not be ruled by every urge. I will not be dragged by every silence. I will not abandon myself for approval. These are not just words. They are training commands. Use them, because the world will keep testing you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will ignore you. Someone will flatter you. Someone will tempt you. Someone will insult you. Someone will pressure you. Someone will make you feel guilty. Not because the universe hates you, because this is life among human beings. The Stoic does not ask for a world with no triggers. The Stoic becomes a person who is not owned by triggers. That is freedom. Maybe not the freedom people imagine. Not endless comfort. Not everyone liking you. Not perfect calm. Not a life without difficulty. Real freedom is quieter. It is the ability to say, "This happened, but it does not get to own my mind." They spoke, but they do not get to choose my character. They left, but they do not get to take my dignity. They judged, but they do not get to define me. They praised, but they do not get to purchase me. They tempted me, but they do not get to lead me. That is what it means to remove the handles. And once those handles are gone, people may still try to move you, but they will find less to grab. If this video made you see one of your own handles, comment control. Or comment handles if you know there is something in you that others keep using against you. Your comment may help someone else realize they are not weak. They are being moved through an untrained part of themselves, and that part can be trained. And if you want more calm Stoic lessons on discipline, silence, self-respect, emotional control, and inner strength, subscribe to Stoic Echoes. But do not only listen. Practice today. Choose one handle and remove it. Do not answer the insult. Do not chase the silence. Do not obey the guilt. Do not worship the praise. Do not feed the fear. Do not serve the craving. One handle. One pause. One choice. That is how a person becomes harder to control. Not by controlling the world, but by no longer giving the world so much to pull.